So with the following on from the breath flexibility, this is building on some pictures to just try and make a little more sense of it instead of just feeling it yourself. You might find that this gives you a better visual of what we're trying to do. So when we think about some of the breath flexibility, bicep and tricep would be a good example. So if my bicep is here, it's in a short position. My tricep is in a long position. Now, if I'm in this position and I said to you, can you try and flex your elbow, or can you shorten your bicep more? It can't because it's already there. The same thing happens with your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is the bicep in this scenario, and your abdominal muscles is your tricep. So it's all the way around. Your abdominal muscles are your breathing out muscles, and your diaphragm is your main breathing in muscle. So when your ribs are up like this puts your diaphragm in a short position. And it puts your abdominal muscles in a long position. Same with your pelvis. If your pelvis is tilted forward this way, then it puts your front tummy muscles in a long position and your back ones in a short position. And a lot of muscles their leverage or their ability to produce force or do work is best in the middle position. And that has to do with how muscle fibers crisscross. Anyway, if your diaphragm is here, if your ribs are here all day, then your diaphragm is here in this short position. So that means you're in this position. If I said to you, can you flex your elbow more? And you can't because you're already there. It's like saying to you, can you breathe in more? But you can't because you're already in the max short position. So if I wanted to flex the elbow more, I would bring my hand out here a bit more, and then I would come up. Same thing. If I bring the ribs down a bit, now my ability to breathe in is better because I have some range or some room to be able to breathe in with. I'm not here all day. Same goes for the tummy muscles. If you stretch a muscle long enough, it's going to relax. If the abdominal muscles are stretched for long enough, they're going to relax and they're just going to protrude out. So a lot of the time we get the cue of pull the tummy muscle in, and while that does get the TVA and some of the other abdominal muscles to work, it's not creating a true representation of what that muscle can do or should do, which is breathing out. So people talk about doing crunches and stuff for a six-pack. What you actually need to do is work on your breathing out muscles to create a core set, an ability to contract. And that will change its resting position. It will keep it in tight, and then it'll hang out there all day in the middle instead of being stretched all day and loose and long and not able to get small and contract and breathe out. So what that looks like in a laying down position, which is a good test. So if I'm here, there's my head, there's going to be a rib cage there, and the pelvis. So this is the ground. I'm laying on my back, legs up like this, like that, okay? So what happens with this rib up position is the ribs go this way. What that means is as this turns like this, like a cog, it kind of goes clockwise, then this distance here gets longer. And this distance here gets shorter. Same thing happens with the pelvis as we talked about. If the pelvis goes this way, like this, then we get the same thing happening of shorter on this end, longer on this end. If they both happen together, then we get even longer on the top, even shorter on the bottom. This can have a trickle up effect through the spine to the head, where we see the head go this way or this way. So that would be the chin coming down or the chin going up. And that's reflected with where your ribs or your pelvis are. So a lot of you might try and reposition this, and then you find that your head comes up and that you can't pull your ribs down unless that happens. Or maybe you try to lift the ribs up and the head wants to go down or stays up. And there is some coordination there that happens normally, but what we're trying to find is a sense of comfort in the middle between all of them. So if you were to think about this area at the back being short, you might do something like the crocodile breathing exercise, which we have a video of, that teaches you how to make this long. It also means that this side shortens and teaches you how to shorten here. Or maybe you need to get the legs and the pelvis kicked into gear as well and coordinate them with your breathing. So you might do like the supine 90-90, which teaches you to put these in the middle. If the head can't get into a comfortable resting position, maybe you need to bring in a little pillar. Lift the head up and take it out of the equation. And then later you can decide if you need the mobility to improve there so that you can bring them into neutral. Or
so you want the pillow